Hello, I'm going to talk to you now about a very important principle called the principle of restricted choice. This is how it works. Here I'm playing in 7 hearts, and I've got to make this contract, obviously losing no tricks at all. So I am going to win the spade trick. And now I've got to look to this heart suit. When I've got 9 hearts between the 2 hands, I'm hoping that the cards are going to break 2-2 and that I am going to make all the heart tricks and have no heart losers. Let me start by cashing the king. This is really important information. The queen has dropped, and this is where the principle of restricted choice applies. If you're missing 2 cards of equivalent value, then if you see one of them, then it's actually much more likely now that the other card is with the other opponent. This may seem a little weird, but trust me on this one. If you Google it, all the maths will be explained to you. But here, if I see the queen drop, it is now twice as likely that the jack is with West. So I should no longer play now for a 2-2 split. I should actually try and finesse the jack of hearts. And here it's worked. So obviously 25% of the time approximately this is going to go wrong, but if you play the odds, then you should always play for the other odd and out to be with the other opponent. One really easy way to think of this is that if somebody plays like the jack or the queen, it could be that it's from this sort of holding. And if it's from this sort of holding, then they've got a 50% chance of them playing one of each of the cards. But say it is from this holding, then it's suddenly, if they're holding that, 100% chance that they have to play that card. So the 50% and the 100% of the one makes it a 75% chance it's a singleton. So if you start thinking like that, then you think, well, then it is a 75% chance that the other card is with the other opponent. I'm going to try one more of these hands. Let's claim that one for my 13 tricks and try the next one. This time I'm playing in 6 spades. I'm a little bit worried about this contract. I can see I'm missing the king and the queen of spades, and I'm also missing the king of hearts. So I've got to get this right. I can only lose one trick. I'm going to win the king. And I'm going to start by trying to finesse. And the king has come out. So again, if you've got 9 cards between the 2 hands, you normally play for the ace and king to capture the queen. But if you see one card, it changes the odds again. So it's actually better odds to try and finesse again, rather than just laying down the ace. So if I were playing this hand, when I win the lead back, I'm no longer going to play for the drop. And it worked for me. All I need now for my contract to make is this heart finesse. Fingers crossed, come across again. And I have made the contract. So the principle of restricted choice states that if you're missing 2 adjacent cards, so like these 2, for instance, then if you see one of them appear, it's 75% likely that the other opponent has the other card. And it's based on the idea the person who played that card had a restricted choice. They didn't have a choice. There's a lot of information on Google. You can go through and see all of the maths of why this applies, but just trust me on it. It's going to go wrong sometimes. If it goes wrong, stick with it, because over a number of boards, the odds will be with you if you follow the principle of restricted choice.